Yes.
He'd probably be proud of it. Andrew Hepner, who owns
Yes.
Populous Coffee, the roaster here in town, he started organizing public meetings and just people getting together and talking about a cooperative grocery store. And from there, just public meetings were happening month after month. And he didn't really have the time, I think, to invest in it, being a small business owner himself. So I took over a little bit and I reached out to Delta College and asked them for advice on what to do. And they put me in touch with Michigan State University. And then it all kind of just unraveled quickly from there.
I love that.
Well, they've been great.
I love that you're doing this. I can't tell you, and I'll say it, you'll hear me say it over and over again, how wonderful it is that you're doing this.
We're excited.
Because we need it.
We do.
And yet you took the time to research it and put it actually in motion. So thank you so much for doing that. Okay. So what kind of foods are going to be different at the food co-op than at a regular grocery store? Besides the local and the vegan, are you going to have non-GMO? Is that stuff going to be labeled? Or?
Yeah, and that's the nice thing about a cooperative. They really believe in labeling, so that you can be aware of what goes into your food and where your food comes from. And you have to be careful about organics. Not to downplay what our big grocery stores are trying to do. It's great, but the thing is, when you see something that says local, you have to make sure that it really is in fact local.
Local to who?
Yeah, exactly. Is it 10 miles away? Is it 1,000 miles away? Because it's in the Midwest. Is that considered local? So the labeling of local can be deceiving sometimes. For us, we with the cooperative grocery network, we know that we can get things that are supplied at a little bit that are a little bit closer to home, and that are grown locally as well.
So that cuts helps. Down on transportation.
It does. Yes.
Not only the cost, but the time.
Yeah,
so how much fresher? Mm-hmm. Yes.
Definitely. You're a little bit more aware of where it's coming from. So you have a little bit more information as far as that is concerned. Jessica, do you want to speak about
I just wanted to mention then things that aren't grown in our climate, things like banana and chocolate are top sellers at cooperative grocery stores. And those things are sourced through the grocers network, who make sure that the farmers are being paid well.
Very good, fair trade again, right?
That their farming practices are sustainable.
Nice.
And then they have that buying power because there are other co-ops, 9 other co-ops in our state alone. And we can all work together and get the best prices.
I love that. So it's just a win-win-win.
It's a win-win.
It's good for local, good for state, good for everything.
It is. It's like grocery shopping with a conscience. You can feel good about
what
you're
doing. Oh, I love
doing.
that saying. That's very good. You guys should make an ad and say it's grocery shopping. I love that. Do you have any questions for them, Rachel?
Gosh, the only thing I can think of is where is it going to be? If
this is our biggest challenge, isn't it, Jessica? This is the hardest question for us to answer because we would love to be able to shout it from the rooftops. Here's our dilemma. We know that we can what we can accomplish with so many owners, and so we can't make that announcement until we hit a certain ownership, and that goes along with the ownership goal line. And so that's something that we will shout from the rooftops when we get to that and we make that goal. Ooh, somebody's...
Are they honking because we're on the air? Maybe we should honk, we're on the air.
Oh, yay, lights are on somewhere. And one of those things that, that is something that we're going to be able to do probably when we reach about 800 owners, somewhere between 700 to 800 owners.
So we have a ways to go yet.
We have a ways to go. Here's the promising thing, though. When this all started, we did a survey. We surveyed our population, and we asked for feedback. We had nearly 1,000 respondents. And one of the things that was mentioned is that, that it was very supported here. People want to see this here. We don't really have anything downtown right now. And so, as a result of that, if only, if just even half of those people were to sign on, we could be that much closer, and it wouldn't seem so far. It feels like it when you're looking at it on paper, but honestly, when you look at the Facebook likes and you look at all the interest from the survey, if everybody were just to make a move and make that decision, you know what? I want to own this. I want to get involved in this. We could be there.
So at the rate that you guys have been going, how soon are you looking to really get started in a location?
Well, if
because obviously things are slow starting when you're first starting something like that. Mm-hmm.
And it's all about like educating on what a co-op is right now, and reaching out to our friends and neighbors and people through Facebook and Instagram, and just getting them to commit if they're able to right now. But we think around 500 we can begin that site search, and we'll have the capital to put a down payment along with a bank loan. And then we can go from there. And really, 500 is not that far away. We're almost at 100.
And it seems like the closer you get to a goal, the momentum picks up because more people are talking about it. And so,
And we have to make that jump. This is the biggest thing. We have to make that leap from our reaction to people when we do outreach. Right now is, I'd like to see you get a little farther along and then I'll invest. But really, it's the investment that gets us farther along in the first place.
Right. That's kind of a catch-22.
It is. It's a very catch-22. And I get that. I mean, it's really hard to make that leap of faith. But I always tell people we do that on a daily basis when we order stuff online.
That's true, yes.
You're making a big leap of faith in a lot of ways.
That's true.
Let's think about when we're binge watching something. I want to see the next episode. I'm going to pay $30 so I can see the next 6 episodes. We're a very clickable society. So, I think that just making that commitment, just investing that $20, is that first step. And it's nice for people to be able to do that, because if you're tentative, well, there you go. $20 is a tentative step. It's not, that's doable. That's doable.
Right. It is very doable. We're going to talk about that more. We're going to find out where we can sign up, what we need to do to reach you. And we're also going to be talking to Rachel Berger about the really nice thing that she's doing, and hopefully we'll have a call in too. But right now we're going to hear from our sponsors. So stay tuned. We're here in the studio if you're out and about.
Fill their wine glasses. The Devolution Show will be right back.
Tax professionals you can trust are very hard to come by. I was so lucky to find Diane at E&D Accounting and Tax Service, located right here in Bay City. She specializes in income tax and accounting. Her number is 989-893-1137, or you can find them online at eandaccounting.com. Make sure
Are
you
your
tell them
muscles
that the
tense, achy, or just worn out? Let Juliana Tacey Massage Therapy soothe your pain away. She's licensed, insured, and board certified. She will even come to your location. She can be reached at 989-684-8255.
Let LC Makeup Artistry help you believe in your own beauty. Professional makeup artist and medical esthetician. She's an award winner for her airbrush makeup, skincare treatments, and hair removal. Call Laura at 989-493-2607 or visit her online at lcmakeupartistry.com.
Personal pampering from head to toe with Hairspray Holly, including nail art, hair treatments, special occasions, and so much more. Call Holly today at 989-225-8887.
Growers Choice Insurance. They're located at 2880 East Beaver Road, Coquitlam, Michigan. Toll free 800-768-9377. Some of the insurance products that they offer are home, auto, boat, RV, ATV, motorcycle, rental housing, business, farm, umbrella, flood, crop, life, long-term care, health, and disability. Ask for your Diva deal and get a free clipboard with built-in calculator. That's Growers Choice Insurance.
Base Camp is Bay City's best choice in fitness. Visit us at 515 Adams Street in downtown Bay City. Look for the red awnings between the one-ways behind historic Larson Salvage.
Wine glasses are full. The divas are ready. Now back to the Devolution Show.
Hey, we're here. We're here with the Bay City Food Cooperative, Jessica and Krista, and we're also here with Rachel. We're going to talk to Rachel a little bit about an event that she has coming up. And first of all, I want to say that you know how we found each other was through Jennifer Nagley, a.k.a. Jessica Bagel.
Yes.
And
she's a sweetheart.
She's very nice, and she's a frequent guest on our show. She's with Girls on the Run, and we just love her. So any friend of hers is a friend of mine, and I understand that you are her voice coach.
I am her voice coach. So when I told you that I work in the Thumb as a Coke rep, I actually I have multiple jobs. Because I'm just a little bit touch of crazy. I apparently don't like to sleep.
Do you fix printers?
I don't. I know, and that is the one thing that I really fail at. Is just tech is not always my thing. I don't even think I got a smartphone for 10 years after the first person ever had one, at least. So, so I am actually a private voice teacher in the area. I went to Saginaw Valley and got my music degree. So I majored in voice. I studied a lot of musical theater and a lot of classical music and everything like that, and I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And I thought I want to do this for other people. I want to share this love and this passion that I have for music. So I went into teaching, but not on not in a school district where everything is regulated. You really want to have the kids there that want to be there. And Jen is one of those. She's a special talent. She's also very inspirational, I think, because she's a few years older than me. She's got a little bit more life experience than I do, and we come from different walks of life. So she's very empowering.
Good, yes.
Love that she reaches out to all the women in her life and just.
Do you girls know about Girls on the Run?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a wonderful program.
It's great.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. So, and she told me about a woman that I actually know. This woman, I've met her before. She works at My Secret Garden. Mm-hmm. And one day when I was a guest on Johnny and Blondie, she was there.
Oh, yeah.
So I've met her a couple of times. So tell us about what happened and why you're doing the fundraiser.
Okay, well, the young woman that we're doing the fundraiser for, her name is Jaylene Davis. She's from Bay City. I actually met her when she was like 9 years old. She still looked like
Really?
Annie. Yeah, I met her a long time ago. And we've there was a large number of years where we really weren't in touch. But then once she decided to start competing in beauty pageants and things like that, she was perfecting her talent. And she found out I was a teacher. She reached out to me. She's like, we actually met several years ago, and she sparked my memory. We actually, when we met, were performing on stage for a little musical production called Broadway Bound. And this was back when Leo Najar was still alive, and he was conducting for the Bijou Orchestra. And she did a little number from Annie, and she had her little red wig on. And she looked absolutely precious. And I was doing, actually, I think the number I was doing then is the same number that I'm going to be doing for this fundraiser.
Oh, I'll be darned.
Vanilla Ice Cream from She Loves Me by Jerry Bach. And then when we met, like I said, she was a lot younger. She reached out to me when she wanted to do these pageants. So I've only seen her every couple of months for the last, I don't know, three years or so, I'd say. And even though our interaction's been, somewhat limited, we click. You know, she's like a girlfriend. She's like a sister, you know. So I wanted to be able to give back to her because basically what's happened to her is she's never really had an easy life. I will say that. I'm going to start with that.
And you can look her up online. She has alopecia.
Yes.
So she has not had an easy life. She's gone up and down and
exactly.
And she's come so far.
Yeah, she's done a lot of work, and especially through her pageant work with Wigs for Kids. She's a